Hi, welcome to the Graham City Council special meeting. Please cut your phones off. I meant to say that earlier. We are here the meeting was called today for on September 27th, 2022, in order for the city council to consider a 2023 community development block grant funding under Title I of the Housing and Community Development for the replacement of over 40-year-old water lines. Josh Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to read the public hearing meeting script as recommended from the Division of Water Infrastructure. This public hearing on Tuesday, September 27th, 2022 will provide an explanation and description of the 2022-2023 North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality Community Development Block Infrastructure Grant. We are present to discuss the purpose of the public hearing for the City of Graham CDBGI funding application. The purpose of the public hearing is to obtain citizens' views and allow a response from the public to funding proposals and answer any questions posed by citizens. This public hearing will cover the City of Graham community development needs, the development of the proposed activities, and a review of program compliance before the submission of the City of Graham CDBGI funding application to the state of North Carolina. The City of Graham proposes to request funding from NCDEQ's CDBGI program for the small waterline replacement project. The proposed project will meet the following community and housing needs of the City of Graham by providing a new ductile iron water line that will replace old cast iron water lines. The water line replacements will improve water quality and improve fire protection for the citizens of Northwest Graham. The purpose of the CDBGI grant program is to improve the quality of life for low to moderate income people by providing a safe, clean environment and clean drinking water through water and sewer infrastructure improvements and extensions of service. To benefit a residential area where at least 51% of the beneficiaries are low to moderate income, as defined by the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development, to perform eligible activities, to minimize displacement, and provide displacement assistance as necessary. For the fiscal year of 2022-2023, the CDBGI funding available from DWI is expected to be $20 million. The maximum available grant is $2.0 million over a 3-year period. Applications for funding will be received by September 30th, 2022 at the Archdale Building in Raleigh. Page 1. The CDBG program is able to fund a wide variety of community development activities. The state of North Carolina has chosen to fund several activities: water and sewer infrastructure, neighborhood revitalization, COVID-19 related projects, and economic development projects that lead to job creation or retention. The infrastructure program, or CDBGI program, can fund a range of water and sewer infrastructure activities, including but not limited to the following. For water, projects that resolve water loss in distribution systems, projects that extend public water to areas with contaminated wells, projects that extend water lines to areas with dry wells, projects that assist with low water pressure in public water systems, projects that regionalize 2 or more water systems, projects that rehabilitate or replace a water treatment plant. It can also fund wastewater projects. These do not apply. This is not what we're applying for. Projects that resolve inflow and infiltration to collection systems and surcharges from pump stations and manholes, projects that extend public sewer to areas with failed septic tanks, projects that rehabilitate a wastewater treatment plant to allow for greater efficiency / compliance with regulations. The City of Graham is seeking an amount in CDBGI funds not to exceed $2 million for the small water line replacement project. The purpose of the city's request is for the small water line replacement project to replace approximately 8,000 linear feet of existing 6-inch cast iron water lines in the northwest part of Graham with new ductile iron water lines. The older cast iron lines are known to have bad tuberculation, which reduces the volume of water that can be flowed through the water lines. This has resulted in water not circulating properly in the northwest part of Graham and leading to poor water quality. This project would also install 20 new fire hydrants and connect all existing services to the new water line so the existing cast iron line can be abandoned. The project proposed by the city of Graham was identified in 2018, included in the capital projects request, and added to the capital improvement plan in 2019. Informal community meetings were held in the project area to inform citizens of the potential project and get feedback from the residents. A total of 100% of the CDBGI funding will be used to benefit low to moderate income people. The project area in the city of Graham has been determined to have an income survey area of 51% or greater. The project area includes Providence Road, Climax Street, West Whitsett Street, Oakley Street, from Providence Road to Climax Street, North Street from Climax to Whitsett, and Washington Street from Providence Road to Climax Street. If material prices are lower than projected, the city would also expand the project on Oakley from Climax Street to West Whitsett or Washington Street from Climax to Whitsett. The range of activities covered by the CDBGI funds for the small water line replacement project includes construction, environmental review, engineering design, construction administration and observation, legal activities associated with the project, surveying, and grant administration. If the city of Graham is awarded a CDBGI grant, the town is required to adhere to federal procurement requirements and other federal regulations, which include American with Disabilities Act, Section 504, or Davis-Bacon and related labor acts, adoption and submittal of a citizens participation plan, adoption and submittal of an equal opportunity plan, adoption and submittal of a fair housing plan, adoption and submittal of a language access plan, adoption and submittal of a relocation assistance plan, adoption and submittal of a Section 3 plan, and an excess force provision. The state of North Carolina requires that if the city of Graham receives CDBG grant funding, the city will certify that it will comply with the requirements of the general displacement and relocation policy for CDBG grant funding. This policy assists low to moderate income people with costs associated with relocation or displacement, should such relocation become necessary due to the project activities. CDBG funds can be used for those costs if necessary. If no displacement and relocation will occur as a result of the proposed CDBG grant activity, then the city of Graham confirms that during this hearing. There will be no displacement. In the past, the city of Graham has not applied for CDBGI funding. The city of Graham will submit its CDBGI application for the small water line replacement project on September 30th, 2022. The CDBGI application will be available for review during normal business hours at 201 South Main Street, Graham, North Carolina, 27253. Additional information is available from Aaron Holland, Assistant City Manager, at 336-570-6700. Should you have any complaints or grievances regarding the subject public hearing, they should be addressed to the addressee mentioned above within 15 business days or by October 18th, 2022. And a written response to the written complaints and or grievances will be sent by the city within 15 business days, where practicable. We open the floor for comments and questions about CDBG program and about the proposed project. Actually, I would, but you are welcome to.
Thank you, Josh. I just want to, I was made aware of this. I really have always advocated for us to, apply for grants, but even 20 years ago when I was on the council, we talked about doing CDBG grant funding. Are there any negatives or positives to doing this? I mean, I know Burlington has done this quite a bit, and I was asking even back then, 20 years ago, why is the city of Graham not applying for these funds?
So I believe Burlington is an entitlement community, so they get a chunk of money from the state every year for CDBG, and that includes housing and infrastructure improvements. Generally speaking, CDBG or all federal money requires a significant amount of oversight. In the past, I believe the city of Graham management has not wanted to be involved in having to deal with that oversight. At this point in time, having reviewed it in the last couple of years, we think it's worthwhile. There's money included in the grant budget to hire someone to do oversight and to provide grant administration. Mm-hmm. So those things make it worthwhile, we believe, to do that at this point.
How do you see that position being a part-time position, a full-time position, working in planning? I mean, how do you, administration, how do you see that position?
I think you would probably hire a company to do it.
Okay,
A contracted
okay.
just for this project.
okay. So I would like to ask any member of the council, I didn't draw this map. I didn't know where I assume who did draw this map? Is that your department? Okay. All right. And I want to disclose for me personally, I own a couple of properties in this mapping area. I want to ask the rest of the council if they own any property in the mapping area, and if I'm happy to have the council decide whether they consider that to be a conflict. But I just want to disclose that.
So the area does include a couple of properties that are owned by you and Chuck. We've discussed how we need to proceed with that. And the above may be tweaked a little bit in order to potentially remove those properties from the project area.
I'm going to be moving, so one of them, it's not going to matter, but so how long does it take for the funding to come in?
Roughly, we will find out about this funding in December or January, I believe. I think in January of 2023.
Okay, so I guess it's for the council to decide to make a motion to recuse myself from voting on this. I didn't draw the maps. I didn't try to include any property that I own. It just is coincidence, I guess. It's up to the council to decide whether you want me to vote on it or not vote on it. So,
Well, me personally, I don't own any property in this area. I can't see why you would need to recuse yourself from it. That's just my opinion.
I think everybody deserves to have clean water, but.
Well, yeah, exactly.
If I can,
I don't think this was designed on purpose just to include your two properties. So
Right,
you see what I'm
exactly.
saying? I think this is
Go ahead,
a
Josh.
greater need.
yes, so it was definitively not.
Right.
And I think it would probably be in the best interest if you did not, if you recuse yourself.
I'm
I
fine
think that
to
would
do
be
that.
very helpful, actually.
Right. See, I live in the oldest part of the
Mhm.
town.
Mhm.
All right, make a motion that I recuse myself, just to err on the side of caution. Do I hear a second?
I second your
Second.
motion, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. If you'll take over, Ricky.
Yes, ma'am. I'll state for the record, I do not have any property in this, project area. I do not as well.
I do not have any property in this address.
I do not have any property at any of these addresses either.
So do we need to officially open the public hearing? I will make a motion that we officially open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Extend.
Being that no one is here to speak from the floor, I will make a motion to close the public hearing at this time.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So Josh, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
This whole resolution here? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're getting there, bro. I got you, bro. I got you covered.
Mayor Pro Tem, I make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the filing of an application with the state of North Carolina to request grant funding from the Community Development Block Grant Program for a small water line replacement project to install new 6-inch water lines along Providence Street, Climax Street, Whitsett Street, North Street, and Washington Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
And if I may make a comment, I don't know if you want me to grab the mayor
Yes,
real quick before you got it. Thank you.
I make a motion that we, bring the mayor back.
Second.
All in favor? I'm sorry.
Aye.
Aye. Tell her the clock's running.
If the council will indulge me, I promise I'll be quick. I do want to say that our staff did a tremendous job coming together to make this happen. As a part of the process, we had to have community surveys. So we had gone to a couple of different groups to see if they could help us with that. And given the tight timeline, none of those ended up panning out. So Aaron and Tanya, Jamie and G, who you see up front here, I called it street walking, legal street walking, out door to door, knocking on doors and getting these surveys. And they did a tremendous job. And then even today, this week, Julianne, she was out doing something a lot more fun the last couple of weeks. She jumped right in, and then some more of her employees up front, Sharon, Miss Martha and Miss Kim, all jumped in today, and we're making phone calls and trying to make this happen. So it really was truly a Herculean effort from a lot of different people who all came together and said, let's make this happen. So I do want to recognize them for all their hard work in getting this together.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you closed the public hearing and all that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we know.
We've already heard it.
Okay. Okay, well, seems like we need a motion to adjourn.
Make
I
a
make a
motion to adjourn?
I second you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.